Good evening, I'm Jennifer Lee.
And I'm Keith Kate. Thank you for joining us tonight. A Pinellas County teenager is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries tonight. He was found shot in the street.
It happened on Laurel Place just before 6 tonight, and that's where we find News Channel 8's Nicole Rogers live with the very latest on the investigation. Nicole.
Investigators have been combing through this area for hours. Just within the last hour as we've been sitting here, we've seen a lot of them leave. So far, it is down to just these 2 patrol cars, but they say this investigation is still active and ongoing.
It was shocking, of course, because as a little boy, you don't want to see that.
It was an evening like any other. Amberly Sweeten was inside her Pinellas County home Wednesday when all of a sudden she heard commotion outside. Moments later, Sweeten says she saw a sight she will never unsee.
I was in my house and I just heard a loud bang, like it sounded like a firework, but then I heard someone screaming help. So I stepped outside and I seen a little boy laying on the road.
Investigators say it was right before 5:40 this evening when deputies responded to Laurel Place for a report of a teen who had been shot. We're told that teenage boy was taken to a local hospital with life-threatening injuries. Sweeten is a mother of 2 with a 3rd baby on the way. Even though the details surrounding the shooting haven't been released, she says it's concerning to see something so traumatic so close to home.
It does, for sure, because I know kids have a tendency to playing with guns, so it does scare me.
This investigation is ongoing, but deputies say there is no threat to the public. We're still working to get answers on the details surrounding the shooting, like how exactly was the teen shot, was anyone else involved, and is there a suspect? For now, live in Pinellas County, Nicole Rogers, 8 on your side.
Amanda, well, breaking news overnight in Polk County. One person being treated now for burn injuries after a fire in an unincorporated lakeland on Old South Drive. Polk County Fire Rescue says they were called to the scene around 3 o'clock this morning. As of now, no word yet on how that fire started.
There is some trouble in Paradise this summer on Sarasota's barrier islands.
Police say trespassers are targeting vacant vacation rentals and in some cases throwing parties. News Channel 8's Allison Henning reports from St. Armand's Key with what police are telling homeowners to do.
With some of the vacation homes out here showing no signs of forced entry, police are asking people to simply lock up their doors, their windows, and secure their homes as best as possible. Police say Sarasota's summer slowdown has come with an uptick in break-ins, specifically at vacation rental properties that are sitting vacant.
Just because it's quiet, doesn't mean you can lay back and just pretend the world's perfect. It's not.
In the last 2 months, multiple messages from Sarasota police have gone out to business and homeowners associations on the barrier islands, alerting them of the crimes.
It's going to go on as a beach community, but we try and look after everything. We have a very strong association out here, and so everybody kind of watches everybody, and we turn around and we try and keep an eye on it.
In a few of the cases officers responded to in the last few months, it appears there were no signs of forced entry.
Just by being securing all your properties, criminals aren't going to be wasting their time. 9 times out of 10, if it's locked, they're just going to move on.
In one of the most recent incidents, one house was hit twice in the same week. The first time, more than 100 teens and young adults were found partying at an empty vacation home near St. Armand's Circle. When they were called back 2 days later, there were signs of forced entry and a teen was arrested and charged with burglary. And in addition to locking up, police ask that homeowners with security cameras make sure that they're up and running before leaving town. Reporting in Sarasota, Allison Henning, 8 on your side.
People living in Apollo Beach will have to find a new post office come October. The U.S. Postal Service has decided to terminate its contract agreement with a private business in that area effective September 30th. News Channel 8's Victoria Lucas is in Apollo Beach with reaction.
Apollo Beach residents say it's about convenience. After September, they're going to have to go to their nearest post office, which is in Sun City Center, with heavy traffic times about a half-hour away.
So this is post office, all I know, and it's the best post office I have.
This was the one only place that this whole area could go to.
Apollo Beach residents will soon have to make a postal switch. The United States Postal Service has decided to terminate their agreement with private business Apollo Beach CPU. The owner of the business tells us she is not allowed to go on camera, but she says she has had multiple contracts with USPS for almost 20 years.
It will be an inconvenience.
The Karen and Martin Mulvey's original post office was in Ruskin on Highway 41, but it has since been closed after damage caused by Hurricane Helene.
If that one is not renovated, then it'll be
terrible loss for us if this goes.
To be honest with you, with this place closed and the amount of traffic going in and out of here, is the small post office in Ruskin going to be able to handle the traffic?
Our team reached out to USPS, and a spokesperson told us the site is not directly operated by the Postal Service, adding in part, in their agreement, either party can terminate the contract upon giving 120 days notice. And they do so in cases where nearby post offices that are operated by the Postal Service are capable of serving the community directly. In the meantime, after September, the Mulveys and others will have to head to the next town over.
Going to Sun City is not an exciting thought. A lot of pre-planning then, just to make sure I have time and do it all at once rather than just come over when I need it.
Residents have created a petition to keep the post office open. So far, it has more than 1,700 verified signatures. In Apollo Beach, Victoria Lucas, 8 on your side.
If you live on a Pinellas barrier island, the Sheriff's Office has an important reminder ahead of the next storm, which calls for an evacuation order.
Yeah, it's about a little piece of paper that helps them crack down on crime and will allow you back in your home after the storm passes. News Channel 8's Ryan Arbogast joins us now live from Pinellas County with this call to action. Ryan.
Yeah, Stacy, it's called an emergency access permit. It looks exactly like this. You'd stick it right in your car window. Basically, there's two things you want to keep an eye on here. That pink at the bottom there that says Madeira Beach, that'll say each barrier island that you would live on. And then there's a barcode at the top here that will say exactly who this belongs to. The Sheriff's Office says it will keep unwanted people out and help protect people's property.
I've been in Pinellas County since '77. It's the first time it's ever come over the seawall since I've been here. So that night with high tide and the winds and all that, I've never seen it like that before in my life.
For Indian Rock's beach resident Kevin McGrath, these last 2 years living on the Pinellas County coast have been different.
You're just wondering, what the hell am I going to do?
He's the proud owner of one of these white tags, something he claims was a lifesaver for those that have evacuated their beachfront properties in the last few years. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office telling 8 on your side that everyone should follow this man's lead. The tags are free and only take a quick trip online to get. They allow residents to return home after a storm, protecting homes and businesses from looting, plus fast-tracking the process on the bridge.
It's really important because it helps prevent people who don't belong out in the barrier islands from entering and accessing property, whether it's residential or business.
Anyone living on a barrier island in Pinellas can qualify. The rules are simple: 2 tags per home per household.
It was really a smooth, efficient, very good thing to have. And if you don't have it, I would suggest that you get it because it really makes it easier.
The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office says the mentality here is simple. It's set it and forget it. These tags don't expire. You can simply stick them in your car and forget about them until you need them for the next storm.
Hey, Ryan, any idea what % of the residents out there already have these types of forms, especially after the last few storms?
Josh, the Sheriff's Office says there's been a heightened awareness, and they've seen more and more folks getting these after the last couple of destructive storms we've seen on the barrier islands. But there's so many different jurisdictions, and some of those areas have their own police departments. They're not entirely sure. They tell me, though, even if the % of people that have them is 99.9%, they want to make sure that it's 100.
All right, Ryan Arbogast live in Pinellas County for us tonight. Ryan, thanks.
Today, St. Pete City Council, they will vote to terminate the new stadium deal for the Rays.
Yeah, they're also expected to vote on spending an additional $5 million to make repairs at the Trop. On your side's Alessandra Young live at the Trop this morning with more on this. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey there, Chris and Deanne. There has been a lot of hoops for everyone to jump through. And like you said today, St. Pete City Council is expected to approve more than $5 million in additional fundings to help make repairs right here to the Trop as they officially close the door on what would have been one of the biggest developments in the city's history. With repair work on the Trop about to get underway, council members will vote today to officially terminate a deal to build a new stadium for the Rays.
It is the end of a chapter, but it certainly is not the end of the story.
Hurricane Milton did more than damage the Trop. The storm also helped tear apart the $1.3 billion deal to build that new stadium and develop the surrounding gas plant district. St. Pete's mayor calling the team's decision to abandon the plans a major disappointment.
I have no interest in working with this ownership group. They've got a set of agreements that they signed July 31st or August 1st of last year that we all agreed to. Why would I go back to the same group?
As council members vote to officially terminate the new stadium deal today, they'll turn their attention towards salvaging the Rays' existing home. Damage assessments put the total cost to repair hurricane damage to the Trop at more than $50 million, with the contractually obligated to play in the stadium through 2028.
All right, so that meeting is going to take place at 1:30 this afternoon, and city leaders say they're hopeful that all of the repairs to the Trop will be done and completed in time for the Rays to move back to St. Pete for the start of the 2026 season. For now, live in St. Pete, I'm Alessandra Young, 8 on your side.